Hello, everyone, and welcome for a brand new series Anchored Together, brought to you by Marix Media and Mindspeak. Hi, I'm Dr. Dipti, and welcome aboard to Anchored Together, a YouTube series that casts an exhilarating spotlight on the vibrant lives of shipping industry professionals and their families. Excitement and entertainment is what you have here in abundance. Allow me to welcome today our wonderful guest, the dynamic duo, Captain Prashant and Amri. Welcome, Amri, and welcome, Captain Prashant, to the show.
Thank you.
Thank you, Deepti. And first and foremost, thank you, Deepti and Marix Media, for inviting us to this show. So, we are mostly talking about the professional stuff, but this is the first time we are also talking about our story and how it all began.
Yes,
So,
Captain Prashant.
Yes, Deepti, thanks a lot, and thanks to Marix Media, Captain Chadda, and thank you so much for bringing us here. It's really a big honor for being here and sharing our stories. Thank you so much, Deepti.
I'm super excited to know more about you. Amri, let's start with you. So, tell me something about the work you're doing in the maritime industry today.
Deepti, I work for Merce Training, and we are doing this huge project which actually brings in the culture transformation in Musk, and my profile there is that of a learning facilitator of maritime leadership and organizational development. So we are bringing in the culture transformation, like I said, for Musk. We are training the top four in different skills which are more related to human factors. We are talking about things like trust, inclusion, and psychological safety. And it's a very unique program, and it's like, when we are doing the training, it's there is a huge adrenaline rush, and 3.5 days of training, but it's never a dull moment. So I'm really excited to do what I'm doing, and I love it.
I know I follow you on LinkedIn, and I think you're doing spectacular work.
Thank you, Deepti. Thank you
Captain
so much.
Prashant, now
Yes.
you joined the Merchant Navy, and what made you take up seafaring as a career?
Okay, so as a kid, I was very outgoing, and I always wanted. I was meeting people, very social kid, and I had always this in my mind that I should go and visit different countries. When I used to hear somebody going out, I was so excited. So I started with engineering actually, and then I was going through all the exams, but eventually got where I wanted to go, and that was in Merchant Navy. I'm so happy that I took that career, and it has been never a dull moment till now.
So, how was your sailing experience?
Okay, so I would say in a very small thing that it has been fantabulous, and I've never worked in my life. That has been so good, so fun, and it has been so satisfying all throughout. It's been a great moment all the time. Yeah.
Oh, that's wonderful. Now, tell us the story behind Charismite. I think that is your baby. And so, how did it all start off?
Actually, Deepti, it started off it was a first baby step that we took. And I used to always look around at people and children around us. And especially, actually, it started with children, interestingly. So when I used to look at children, I would always see that they would be, always be pushed into academics and all about books and all about reading subjects, different subjects like history, geography, mathematics, science. But there was still a gap which would make, which would give them a slightly more edge over the others, was that having a charismatic personality. And what does the word charisma mean in my terms? It is like, when you make an impact, the moment you walk into a room and people look up and notice you, how you interact with people, your communication skills. So all those things were there in my mind. It was all jumbled up. I didn't have a clarity, but I really knew that this is one thing that I wanted to address. And that is where we started in a very small way. The first workshop I remember happened in my house itself. I called a few children. I sent a flyer around my society, and I called a few children to my place, and we did that workshop, and we addressed very important issues like talking about gender sensitization. We spoke about body sensitivity, that sometimes children get conscious about their bodies, their looks. We spoke about things like how to build your cognitive skills, how to be creative. So these were all things that we were doing. So when the children came for these workshops, in their minds they were playing games, and but in our minds, we were teaching them some very valuable life lessons. It's been a long journey since 2011. We started with one workshop in my home, and now today I think it's a company that is growing. And rest, I think Prashant can give us throw more light on the journey that it has been so far.
Yeah, that's correct. Actually, when we started, it was a small thought, getting the kids to know those things which they are not taught in the school, and eventually they growing up in a responsible, citizen. And we have seen it that all throughout, it's not your technical skills which actually takes you up to the top.
I think it's fantastic because even in the maritime industry today, soft skills are given a lot of emphasis
Yes.
because I think that is more important. Technical skills they learn through their trainings,
Right.
but I think soft skills are something which takes them
True.
and makes them an edge above the others. So, Captain Prashant, what made you take a plunge into financial literacy? Because you're doing a lot of work in that and you're very passionate about it as well. So, could you throw some light on that?
Thank you, Deepti. Yeah, that's correct. Again, it's going back to the childhood. Uh, I'm from a very middle class family, and we were hardly we are talking about money over the dining table or any time. In fact, if I talk more about money, it was looked down upon that you are money minded. It is sort of it was connected like a sin thing if you talk too much. But eventually, I realized over my entire career, and in fact, I would say about half of my earning sailing career, I didn't know where to put my money in. And that's why I always felt that, void in me that, if I would have known that, I could have done better. And it's not only just doing for yourself. When you are more financially literate, you do it definitely for yourself, for your family. And then the next level is when you start doing it for other people, you empower them with their finances and you make them feel how confident they can become when they are taking care of the finances. That's the real impact you feel. So we are doing a lot of work, especially my vision is to empower the women and the children, and seafarers will always be there to empower them about finances and to make them more confident so that when they go back to ship, it's not about they have to clear an EMI or they have to clear some money. They're going back ship as a passion and they don't have any money thing in their mind that that's the only reason I have to go back to the sail.
Lovely. I think that's fantastic. And I think financial literacy is something we all need to, like we say, wealth management.
Right.
We earn, but we don't know how to convert our earnings into wealth. And I think that is really important for the future as well.
True, true. That's correct.
Lovely. Let's know something more about you. So, Captain Prashant, when did you first meet Amri?
Okay, so we met in school. That was in year 1992, a long way back. We both had moved to this new school, and she had come from a all-girls school, and I was from a co-ed in another school, and we met in each other in 1992. So yeah, I think Amri will tell a little bit more there.
Yes, Amri.
Yeah,
In
I
school,
think,
huh?
Yeah, in school, 11th grade. And of course, being from an all-girls school, being in a classroom with boys was something new for me. But then I noticed this gentleman. Because of not because he was the most good-looking guy in the classroom, but he had something extra. He would make everybody laugh, and also he was very caring, and that's what I noticed about him in the classroom. And I said, like, not bad.
So, I presume you had a love marriage, huh?
Yes, after
Yes.
10 years of courting, I think if you can call it a love marriage, I think.
10 years, huh?
Yeah, we got married in 2003. Met in 92, got married in 2003.
So, who initiated first?
Again, I think Amri would be better. Yeah, she can tell what is the real story.
I mean,
Real story.
the version of the story that's been circulated by Captain Prashant is that I proposed him. But my version of the story is that, like, I just confessed to my friend that, like, not much is happening because I can feel that there are some vibes, but then it's not coming. And that was all. And then he took it as a cue, and then he expressed his feelings to me. But we were very young. I was just 16 or 16, 17.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly 16
Yeah.
actually. So at that point of time, there was no vision of us making a life together. But yes, we liked each other's company, and it was very clear that we wanted to do something before we can take that plunge. And we don't know what is coming up. So it was like everything was unknown, but just that we wanted to be together.
So,
Yeah. So on the record, we'll say, she is the one who did the proposal, even through me, but it was initiated by her.
So I think he can thank me now for doing
Yeah,
that.
definitely. I'm very thankful. Definitely, no doubt about it.
So how is it taking your relationship forward and when your families got involved?
Okay, Amri, you
I would
say.
not say it was a smooth ride,
Yeah.
but it was it. But we were very clear and very determined that we will make it happen. We didn't give it a timeline that we have to do it in 2 years or 3 years. I said whenever everybody will be on the same page, we will just take the plunge. But we will wait for that time. So it was very clear that we wanted to be together.
Yeah, and also, we took our parents in confidence, and whatever were their reservation, we try to, help them and tell them that this is not whatever reservation we are going to talk about it, and let's, we just didn't want it that whatever we decided we do it, but it was everything was actually happened in like an arranged marriage later on, but we brought everybody whoever was important, they all were there, and they were taken very good
So
care
there
of.
was some reluctance initially from the parents.
Yeah.
Whose side? Your side or her side?
Of course, my side, and this is something I want to address it on this because we are having a very important conversation. That there are so many myths around seafarers that when people want to marry their girls to a seafarer, the first reservation is of course they don't stay as much at home, and then there are other things that there are myths regarding that the people consume too much alcohol, or they are going to different ports and they might be getting into different activities. So all these things were still there in my parents' mind, and this is all these are the words that have been spread around over the years. This comes from a place of miscommunication, or this comes from a place of ignorance. And I would say that if anybody is dating a seafarer, I have not seen a person who loves the family more than a seafarer, because
True that.
the
Exactly.
distance makes the heart grow fonder, for sure.
Absolutely, absolutely. I can say that because I've seen my father. He's also been a seafarer, and
Yeah.
I think they love their family.
He is also my mentor, and he is the one who actually also started the financial, group, where I'm also a part of it. So thanks to Captain Daljit, I would like to mention his name here. Thank you so much.
Thank you. So, Amri, you just mentioned about marrying a seafarer. How's your journey as a seafarer's wife then?
I would say it was not easy because when we started dating, and I would start from dating a seafarer and then gradually move to being a seafarer's wife. So when we were dating, the first cadetship we went for 9 months, and at that point of time there was no internet on board. And I remember at that point of time most of the relationships they phase out because there is a distance, and there is no steady means of communication, because even on the ship you don't know, you can't connect that well. So I remember I used to write him letters every third day, and it was like a strict discipline that I had brought into my life, that every third day I have to write him a letter. And it was irrespective of the fact that I got a letter in return or not. So I started doing that, and I did it for, I think, good, what, 8 years before internet came in.
Yeah, before the captain started reading your mails, that time there was a floppy disk. We used to, write a mail and give it to him. And then one day, captain said, "Why your girlfriend is saying she's not, written you back?" And I said, "Captain, I gave you my floppy to just send the mail, not for it to read." But he said, "No, no, that's not good. You should call her up more and you should write." So that is, and something I want to add here is that because Amri was so much, she was so clear on the communication, and she used to write me a letter. It was a big, strong thing which created between us. And whenever there used to be a mail coming in any port, I had the maximum letters and cards. And everybody was so jealous. Captain said, "Okay, we have now letters, 20 of them, 19 are for Prashant." So, okay, one guy. So it was like that much. So she used to write almost every alternate. And it was a great feeling to receive a letter from in any port of the world coming out from your home and family, and that was a very strong bond. We this thing created the communication, and thanks to Amri for that. Yeah.
No, I think it's wonderful because the art of letter writing has now suddenly disappeared.
True,
And
true.
I think it had such a human touch to it. When I used to
Exactly.
receive letters,
True.
honestly, I could smell the brute aftershave on the letters of my father because
True.
that meant so much.
True,
Yeah,
true.
absolutely.
Lovely. All right. So,
Can
yes.
I add something
Yes,
to
of
that?
course, Amri.
Because this is something very special. When my daughter turned 16, and we have a full duffel bag full of letters now. It's like, and we have kept every little bit that we had written to each other. So with daughter turned 16, I think this is the time we can give her some dating tips. So we opened that bag, and we asked her that like she can pick up a couple of letters and just go through them. And she was like, "You, this is all very cringe stuff you guys have written to each other." And I like, actually, I believe that, yeah, it was cringe. But then she also felt the kind of relationship we have, because
Yes.
our children only see us as parents.
True.
So she also saw us as two people who came together and who started that idea of this family. So I think that was a very special moment, and that's why I wanted to share
It's
it.
beautiful. It's really beautiful. So that brings us, you have, how many children do you have?
So we got two kids, one daughter, she's doing chemical engineering now, and I have a son who is now 12 years old, and he is also working as a tech support specialist in our company, Charismite.
Oh yes, I had met him at one of
Right.
the functions, and he's a smart boy.
He's just doing his bit, and yeah, he's helping us with all the tech solutions.
That's wonderful. So tell me something now, yeah? Prashant, asking you first. Tell me one thing you love about Amri and one thing you tolerate about her.
Okay, so should I say the tolerate one first?
Yeah, please.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Okay, I'll say the other one. So one of the best thing about Amri is that she has been a great listener, and when we talk about counseling and a lot of things while we are doing on the human factor side, I'm able to say so strongly because I've seen the impact in myself. My relationship with my kids, with my parents, has improved many folds. Since the way the way she counsels, the way she sits and talks, it's huge. And we are most of the time busy in doing so much. That's why we don't observe. She's the one who will just take a step back, observe, and let you know. And that will make a real life-changing moment for you. You can go tenfolds in whatever you're doing by just getting that information. If you are not, if you're just into doing, you will not, be able to do it. So that's a very big positive of her. She is a good listener, and she understands people very well, and she'll give you a good advice without thinking anything for her. So that's a great thing. Something I'm trying to tolerate is she's still not closing the shampoo bottles when she comes out of the washroom, and I'm still wanting. I've been telling her to close this, which is a little bit irritating for me.
Amri, what about you? One thing you love about Prashant and one thing you are tolerating about him.
Uh, I think one thing that actually brings a lot of positivity in the house is that he being the energy powerhouse of the house. I mean, he is the one who pushes us out of our comfort zone constantly, and I am a person who can go into this mode of self doubt, and I can question myself. Can I do it? And he said, "Of course you can do it." So I sometimes I just have to hear it from him, and the moment he says that, and then I'm at it. So that's the kind of motivation and confidence he gives, and not only to me, I think everybody in the family, he does that. And I think his hard work, he is a very hardworking person, and I think if he sets his mind on something, he is just at it. And that is something, the persistence that he brings is amazing. And the best thing that I like about him is that he can be a very vulnerable, like he has a very tough exterior, he looks like a toughie, but inside he's very vulnerable, and he can cry. And that's, I think it's a very attractive characteristic of a guy. So I think I find that very endearing. One thing that I tolerate about him is sometimes he flies off the handle, and he can the hell breaks loose in the house. But we all, at that point of time, we all stay low, and we know it's a passing storm. And once it settles, then we have a conversation, and then it's all okay. But it's just a momentary thing, so we know that he doesn't mean much. So we are not taking it seriously now.
Okay, lovely. So we are going to have a quick rapid fire where you have to point at each other, okay?
Oh.
So we are going to have some pointers here
Okay.
given to you all. So when I call it out, either you point it at her or him or however it is,
Okay.
and let's see who's
Right.
the first one to answer, right?
So when I point at him, the other four fingers are also pointing at me. So I have to be careful about that. Okay, got it.
Yes.
Got it.
Right,
Could we
right.
have the 2 pointers, please?
Thank
Right.
you.
Amri, you can take one.
Okay.
So this is going to be really quick, okay?
Mhm.
Right. Let's start.
Yes. We
So
are ready.
who's the first one to say sorry in a fight?
Me. Okay. Agree.
Agree? All right. So who's the most romantic one?
Agree.
Okay.
Right.
Okay. Who's the more organized one?
Again, it's me.
I think I'll keep
Yes,
it there.
no doubt about it.
For sure.
Who's more lazier?
Exactly. Exactly.
And who's more outgoing?
I think we will point out to each other because we both are quite outgoing.
Yeah?
Yeah.
All right.
We both. Yeah.
Who's a better home manager? Okay, now there's a conflict of interest. Both of you feel.
We are humble about it.
Okay.
Very humble.
And who's more strong-headed?
Okay. I'll give it to Amri.
Yeah?
Yeah.
And who's the funny one?
That is for sure. She's.
Okay, all right. Lovely. And the last section we are going to do now is how much do you know each other? So for that, we are going to hand over two slates to you.
Okay.
And you're not going to see each other's answers when you're writing down, okay?
Okay.
So when I call out the question, you'll write the answer, and then we are going to show it to our audience, right?
Okay.
Okay,
Okay.
let's start. So you both can have one slate, please.
Thank you.
All right, there's a marker on top. Let's start with the first one. Okay, so Amri will write her own answer. You have to write the answer as well, and we'll show it to you. You can't see.
Okay.
All right? Okay. First one. Tell me what is Amri's comfort food? Okay. You can show it. You can show it to the audience.
She's asking about your comfort.
Yeah, your comfort.
Not mine.
Yeah, your comfort
My
food.
oh,
Okay. So
Okay.
is it right what he's written?
uh,
Chinese?
yes.
Oh,
yes.
lovely. So chalo, you get one.
Okay.
Okay. Next one. Prashant's favorite actress. So Prashant, you write your favorite actress.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, you can use the mics.
Okay.
Favorite actress, huh?
Okay. Salma Hayek.
You can show it to the camera, please.
Yeah.
Now she has written Katrina Kaif.
Oh, that was long back.
Oh, you changed?
I mean, if you keep changing your mind like that, then
All right.
Okay.
Next one. Amri's favorite holiday destination. He's changing the answer. Okay.
Greece.
And she's written Goa. You had written Goa earlier,
I
huh?
thought-
Yeah, he wrote Goa earlier, then he changed it to Greece. All right.
we need to have a conversation regarding that.
Exactly.
All right. Prashant's favorite cuisine.
Very easy.
So she's saying it's the easy one.
Yeah. The entire thing is the cuisine. The entire thing is the cuisine.
Yeah, could you show it to the camera? Oh, bingo. Mutton, huh?
Mutton curry.
Okay, last two now. Amri's favorite actor.
Irfan Khan. Irfan Khan.
You're changing it now. She's changing it. This question is
Null and void.
Null and void, please.
Yeah, null and void.
all right. Prashant's favorite sport.
Favorite sport.
Yeah, his favorite sport. Okay.
What was that?
So she has written tennis and
I've
he's
written running.
running.
Okay.
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 She's like, we need to discuss this. And last one. Prashant's favorite song.
Okay, this is easy.
there.
This one is easy.
Okay, could you show it? Oh, bingo. Both
Hotel-
of them, Hotel California.
Hotel
Both of them.
California.
Oh, that's fantastic. All right. Thank you so much. Finally, before we
Thank you,
wind
thank
up
you.
today's interview with you two wonderful duos, one final piece of advice which you would like to give to the married couple. And you've said so much about it, and I think you share a wonderful relationship. So, what is that one advice, Amri, you would like to give to the wives for a long lasting, good, and healthy relationship?
I think the first thing I would say is talk. simple conversations can go a long way to understand each other. And when we when we talk to each other, when we listen to each other, we also understand the challenges that the other person is going through. That's a big one for me. And I would also say that each as a wife or as a husband, we also need to find our happy space, and we should be able to do things independently as well. I should not be happy, I should not be dependent on Prashant to make me happy, and he should not be dependent on me to make me happy. But we together we can find joy, and together we can find a happy space, and that is how it works. Because when we can find our own happiness, I think we can give it to each other. That's how it works for me. And of course, letting the other person free. I think not holding him or not accountable for your own for your own life. Be accountable for yourself, be independent, take a step for yourself, and also participate in the other person's life. And that's how it works, at least for me. And I think, Prashant, how it works for you.
Yes, Prashant. One
Yeah.
last piece of advice.
Right, that's quite true. And for me, if I have to say something, is that if you have trust between the two people, I think that takes care a lot of it. And the other thing is, if you try to empower each other, that will really remove all the sorts of differences, because he or she will know that the other person is trying to make you a better person of what you are. So whatever you do, just make sure that you are trying to make the other person better, a better person of him. Empower them, so that will really take care, because the bigger picture, the person is there for you.
Lovely. So thank you so much, Amri, and thank you so much, Captain Prashant, for being a part of this episode. It was a wonderful experience, and we would like to give away a small memento, as you see the two mugs here
Oh.
Thank
from
you,
Anchor
Deepti.
Together. So thank you so much, Amri, and thank
Thank
you
you,
so
Deepti.
much, Captain
Thank you.
Prashant.
Thank you, Deepti.
And to
Thank you.
all those who are watching, see you next week for a brand new episode on Anchor Together.
Thank you.
Thank you, Deepti.
Thank
Thank
you,
you so
Deepti.
much. This is lovely.
Thank you so much,
Thank you.
everyone. Thank you.
How many roads must a man walk down before you can call